Oh, hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for episode 29 of the Moana Nui Podcast. Before we get started, we have a few announcements to just remind you of. We want to give a shout out to our season 2 sponsor, Chat and Draw. Please definitely check him out. His podcast, he does an amazing show. Definitely check out Chat and Draw. You can find them on Facebook and on YouTube. And now, as we get ready to introduce our guest for today, we have first, I want to introduce myself. I am Dana of Danique Events. Most of you may know me from doing photography for both event and cosplay photography, but also staff con photography for a lot of the conventions such as MomoCon, Dragon Con, and such. And also with me is my lovely, amazing co-host, Moana.
Hi guys, aloha mai kako. Moana here, author of The Adventure of Nakoa and Hea series, editor for the Wildcard Chronicles series, and independent community champion and lover of all indigenous peoples. Thank you guys for being here tonight.
Awesome. And now we'll go ahead and introduce our guest for tonight on this podcast. Lashawn Colvin is an editor and creator of Beautiful Soldiers. Her comic career started in early 2014 as a graphic illustrator, editor, writer, and now comic bookstore owner. The first Black woman to own a comic book store in the South. I mean, that's truly amazing. Lashawn began her art journey at a very young age. However, there was another gift she found herself having: writing. Her passion for writing and creating stories goes very deep. As a child, she drew inspiration for creating stories from one of her favorite childhood TV shows. So you can follow her and learn more about her comic through her website at www.beautifulsoldiers.com. But you could also follow her on social media at Facebook and Instagram at Beautiful Soldiers. And now we'll bring our special guest up front so you can get to know her and learn more about her.
Hey!
Hey, Lashawn. Party in the house.
Girl, that introduction got me crunk. Okay.
Yes. Oh my God. You just took me back to college. I had like a couple friends that was from the South, and oh my gosh, they'd be like, "You got a crump up in here."
So you already know how it is, Moana.
I love it. You just made me a little homesick for them, but I love it. I have you here representing for Alabama and all of the South. We love you. Thank you so much for coming on. You know, our first attempt, you know, we had some schedule conflicts. So I'm so excited that we finally got you, because, you know, I am a big fan of Beautiful Soldiers and everything you're doing, you know, in your life. So let's get it started. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, and how did you find yourself in comics?
Well, let's see. So I've been drawing like all my life since I was like a child. I've been into art. I've been into comics and like the whole pop culture medium. I just love it. Like, it is literally a part of my soul, and I could not imagine myself doing or being anybody else or doing anything else. I was a big fan of Power Rangers. It all started from Power Rangers. Team Pink Ranger, you know, so I was like the biggest Pink Ranger fan back in the day. And when my love for Power Rangers, I was like, oh, I want to write stories and, you know, write scripts about these characters, and I'm so infatuated with fight scenes and the whole it's morphing stuff, you know. So that's what got me into writing, was Power Rangers. And that's what, and when I started creating those stories, you guys, I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is what I want to be. Like,
Yeah.
stories. And then I got to the age of like maybe 8 or 9, and then Sailor Moon came. And that right there just changed the whole game. I used to watch Sailor Moon every Saturday morning on USA right after what was it, Mortal Kombat, the cartoon Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter back in the day. And I ain't gonna tell how old I am, so I'm 22. Yes. So fast forward to through all of that, I remember I was sitting in my room and I was watching Sailor Moon. I used to record it back on something called a VCR, and I was watching one of my VHS tapes, and I was like, oh my God, like it was right around the scene where they like transform. I was so infatuated with them transforming. You know, I'm a big girl, but I'm proud to be a big girl. I'm a plus size supermodel. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So seeing, and when I was younger, I was like, I was insecure about my body. So seeing for a young plus size girl back in them days, seeing other girls transforming, and we all knew they were naked, but it was just beautifully drawn and beautifully animated back in the day. And it encouraged me to be happy with my size. It really did. And it was okay. Even though the girl was skinny, but still, it was seeing other girls on TV who are powerful and superhero. Okay. I remember I paused the TV and I was like, oh my God, I grabbed a blue pen and a piece of notebook paper, and I just started drawing. I sat in front of my TV and I just started drawing what I saw. And when I got done, I was like, oh my God, this looks just like what I drew. And from that moment on, my life changed. Art was what I knew I wanted to be. I wanted to be a powerful and famous artist. That's what I wanted to do. And you know, they say, you know, when you're young, you know, I'm a gamer girl. I'm a comic book lover. I'm an anime lover. I'm a manga lover. And they say, when you get older, you're supposed to grow up. Well, I never grew up. I'm still a kid in all of that. Like, I still game. I still read my comics, and I still do all the stuff that I did when I was a kid. I just do it on now a professional level. So, you know, that's how I kind of got into it.
Very nice. Very nice. Now, you're definitely a Renaissance woman. You draw, you edit, you write, and you manage. Your career spans from graphic illustrator to editor to writer to comic book store owner. As a Black woman, you had to bring your talent and prove yourself in so many arenas that typically are male dominated. How were you able to maneuver in the world of comics and store ownership?
That's a good question. Well, I will say what really has helped me to maneuver all of that is well, I'm not going to say surprisingly, the male creators. They are so supportive. They are so helping. They are so loving and caring. And they really got every male creator that's in the industry that I had questions and wanted to learn from, they answered them. They helped, they guided me, and the women too, you know. So honestly, that's really what kind of helped me. Like my art team that's on my book, on my Beautiful Soldier book, are mainstream artists, and they helped me become a better artist because they just as much as I was their editor and letting them know what needs to be this and that, they taught me too because they're very skilled artists. So me being an artist at heart, even though I'm an editor, I'm still studying their work and studying their styles. So they help me be able to maneuver all of that as well. As far as my art is concerned, writing, that was my first passion. And comes to writing, I feel like writing is easier for me than drawing, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Now the store, again, my mentor is a comic store owner here in my city as well. His store
Okay.
is open for 32 years.
Wow.
His name is Rob. Shout out to Rob of Capital City Comics here in my city. And he took my hand, you guys, answered any questions that I had, helped me set up all of my accounts, gave me advice on what to order, what not to order, what deals to look for, how to build it, how to do everything. I could not have done that store without Rob. And later, but he's like I said, when it comes to comic retail, he is my mentor. He teaches me, even to this day, he's still teaching me. He's still helping me.
Beautiful.
He put up flyers all throughout his store right before I opened. Tell his customers to come and support me. He didn't have to do that.
Yes.
Share his customers like that. But we understand that the geek culture. We don't just go to one comic store anyway. On New Comic Book Day, what do? We travel to every store that's in our city because we understand that every store offers something that the other one doesn't.
Yes.
So if one store succeeds, guess what? We all succeed. Because if I carry and he don't, he send them to me. And if it's something that they want and I don't have, guess what? I send them to them.
There you go.
Community.
Yeah, I love that. The collaboration within the community, talking to quite a few of our guests. It's, I've just been learning about the behind the scenes of the comic book shops and understanding their perspectives as well as they play in this critical part of this ecosystem. So we certainly respect women who embrace their inner passions like you do and use your talent to impact the world around you. How has being in the midst of male-dominated worlds made you a stronger and more resilient woman?
It's made me more critical of where I step and where I go, And what I mean when I say that, and I'll go ahead and announce. I wanted to announce this on your show anyway, Moana. I have a new editing gig coming up with my first mainstream publisher. I cannot name the publisher yet, but I am about to transition into mainstream editing titles now.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and the editorial director that's helping me get this gig is a man. So, I've learned to be very careful where I step in this industry to make sure I don't overstep my boundary and overstep on certain people's toes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because really, and I mean, it's sad that it's like this, but it's like this in any industry. You have to just kind of play the game. Be yourself, be authentic, but also be mindful about where you go in your career and who you go to and who you go with. You understand? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Being selective about your circle and the folks that you associate yourself with. Absolutely.
And I'm really, really, I so badly want to say the publisher, but they told me not to say nothing. But
no, we don't want you invalidating any agreements or contracts. Keep that on the hush.
Yes, we don't want to mess with your money. We don't mess with money.
Yes, but I can say that I will soon be editor over mainstream titles.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Nice. We're so excited that you decided to share it on the show.
Yes.
Yes.
We love y'all.
Yes, definitely.
I also wanted to say, when it comes to, maneuvering in a male-dominated industry, I will say that, thankfully, and I hope I don't experience it, but I know it's there. Thankfully, I've never had like any bad aura or energy from the male creators come at me about being a woman and being a Black woman. And then also with my store, I'm very blessed and very thankful that I've never had any. Well, you know what? Let me say that. Last week, let me tell y'all what happened last week. Let me share this tea. So last week, I got a call. Now, since I opened up my store, ladies, I have never gotten any hate or backlash or anything, you know. So I got a call from it was on my store phone. And I answered, I was like, hello, Commerce and King. And the guy was on the other end and he said, I'm not gonna cuss, but I'm gonna just say the word, the beginning letters of what he said. He was like, yeah, are you that NB, the letter N and the letter B? Are you that NB that works that owns the comic book store? And I was like, excuse me? And he was like, yeah, you're that NB that think you can just come to the South and come to our city and open up a store. Well, we're gonna come down there and we're gonna F you and your P. And when I tell you, ladies, I was so I was shook. I've never had nothing like that happen to me before. And I was like, oh my God, I just got a hate call. And and it's sad, that we have to go through stuff like that. I actually was so shook and scared that they were going to come and do something to me that I shut my store down that day and I went home. I like positive energy. Like y'all ladies do. I like to be around positive people and positive energy. I don't handle negativity well, and I don't handle negative people well. I really shut down because I have to be happy every day, all day, really. And after that happened, I said, okay, I knew what I signed up for. A lot of people know me in my city now. I get people coming all the time wanting pictures and all type of stuff. And this is what I wanted. I wanted people to respect my work. So I went out to Best Buy. I got me some cameras. I put them up around the store and I called and got me a security system. And I kept it pushing.
I know that's right. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that. That shit needs to stop. I mean, I'm gonna say that's just trash. I mean,
yes.
And just hearing you say that, oh, my hackles just got up. Where they at?
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all gonna leave my sis alone. Stop the madness.
Yes.
It's just the ignorance.
That scared me. Oh my God, Moana, that scared me so bad. I literally was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going to happen. I was scared. I was thinking that I was going to come to work the next day. They bust out my window, steal all my stuff out of there because, I didn't have any security. And I didn't have security cameras. I didn't have security. And I don't have insurance on my store yet. It's something that's on my to-do list. But I thought I had a little time.
Right.
Yeah, fuck that. No, I don't.
Well, I mean, that's really just a testament to your success, though.
yes.
I mean, I know it's traumatic to have to have someone directly threaten you like that, but it's okay, haters, I see you. I must really be doing something that's making an impact then.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I see you, but guess what? I'm gonna keep going. It's a bigger mission, and we I would say on behalf of the community, thank you for all you're doing to represent us and just all of the talent and strength and just solidarity that is present within the community, and you're bringing it, to a higher level. So thank you so much for being there on the front lines for us.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And like I said, I'm an indie creator and I will always be an indie creator at heart. And I always will have that level and respect for the grind that it's for us to be successful. When you don't have a big time publisher that's backing you or throwing out a shit ton of money to you, it makes you more humble and it makes you more. I feel like it makes you better as a writer and as an artist and as a creator when you gotta hustle up your own shit to make shit pop and move.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's better than anybody with a silver spoon could do. You know, they don't understand the grind that it takes indie creators to go through when you got your power bill coming up, but you want to go ahead and pay for these couple of more pages. You understand? You gotta call the power company and be like, can I get a little extension? You know.
Oh, that's real talk.
So you can get that book done.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up because I mean, I remember hearing that on previous interviews that you've done. You know, like you were serious about what you were doing with Beautiful Soldiers. Like you put some of your bills like on, like you went without heat. Like that is some soldier stuff right there. Like
Yes.
not everybody would be willing to make that sacrifice, and I think that's a huge testament to why you're successful and why those stupid threats will not stop you in what you're doing. Yeah.
Yes.
And oh my God, Moana, thank you so much for that. You really don't know how much that means to me because I look at everything that I'm doing now and I would never, you can never tell me three years ago when I was going through all of that it would be like it is now. Because I was like, I had those doubts when I was, when I was getting tired of taking cold showers. 3 years straight of cold showers, and then when I did want to take a warm bath, I gotta boil my water. I gotta boil my water on top of the stove, just so I can make my dream come true. And then, Lord Jesus, let winter come. I ain't got no heat. I gotta sit here and go to Walmart, buy 2-3 heaters to put them around my bed so I can stay warm. My damn dog looking at me like, bitch, it's cold. So, come on, you got hair on you, honey, so you good. I'm serious. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, being an indie creator is tough, but it is, if you can get through them tough years, it is the most rewarding feeling that you can ever have, especially when you can break that Kickstarter mode and you can play that Kickstarter game. I'm so proud of myself that I was able to do that, and I know it's all downhill from here.
Yes. Now, since you opened the shop, you've been doing a lot of press and interviews and really being a shining light and a champion of the independent community. How has your life changed since then?
Honestly, it's changed pretty nicely. I get a lot. Oh my goodness, and I be feeling so bad. I get so many messages from indie creators that they have questions or they want me to look at their book to put it in the store. But I'm just one woman right now. But I am trying to get a team to help me out. But some of them I don't get to, and I be like, oh Lord, I be feeling so bad. But I try to make sure I backtrack to get to everybody. But it's so nice that people take time out of their day. Like, these people are taking time out of their day to comment on my post and say, you're an inspiration, or we love your book, or this looks good. I mean, that ain't nothing to, take small at. These are people taking time out of their days to look at stuff that I'm doing. So I need to make sure that I thank them and I tell them, thank you. And, please keep believing in me and following me, because this ain't it. Because I got some plans this year. I'm not playing with it. That editing gig, that was one of my biggest goals this year, to take it to the next level. And I got some more stuff that I'm trying to do too.
All right.
Yes.
I know that's right. Yeah, I want to read this comment that's coming in from one of our listeners. I work as a middle school ELA teacher, and the amount of African American students that I have who watch anime and play video games is astounding. It's awesome to see your success, Lashawn. I'm happy to share this with my students next week. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so nice. Thank you. And especially, other young girls, who are trying to break into the, I do not know how many times I love when I see young girls coming in my comic store, and especially the first time they come in. I've had a couple of girls come in for the first time, y'all, and they'll walk in like this, kind of nervous and scared, and their parents will be trying to push them, and they'll be like, "See, there was a girl who's reading comics, and honey, I'll come over there. This is glamorous. Like, hey, girl, come on, let's go look at these books."
Yes.
I love seeing other women and other girls getting into comics. Like, let's take it over. Shit.
Kind of along what you just said, like, so what advice would you offer to young women who are aspiring to be a creator or a business owner?
Don't quit. That's probably the best advice somebody gave me. Don't quit, because whatever you're trying to get into with comics or being a business owner, it is not easy. And I'm gonna tell y'all ladies, this store, Lord Jesus, I'm thinking this is gonna be a walk in the park. It's a whole other ball game. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, it was some moments where I want to say, oh no, I'm not even gonna go down this road. I can draw my ass off, I can write, I can create beautiful books, I know how to edit, I know how to create comics, and I can tell you everything about that. But when it comes to the retail part, that was just this is a whole nother ball game, man. It is tough. Like, I want to give up right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. That store is whooping my ass. Not in a bad way.
Yes.
I'm learning I'm taking on a whole other baby. Beautiful Soldiers is my baby. Mm-hmm. I would have given up everything. I would have lived in my car. I was prepared to let my apartment go and just live in my car until I finished that book. But I prayed about it, and that's when I was like, what, let me just cut away some of my bills. But I was ready to move into my car and go to work. I had a whole plan set up. I was going to go to work. I was going to get a gym membership, so that way I could take my showers in the gym. And I had researched about how people, Eskimo people or whatever you call them, moving in their cars and living in their cars. I had researched all of that. I was ready to make that sacrifice for Beautiful Soul. And I didn't care how long it took. I was ready. But I'm like, this store, I know it's not going to be easy. I only been open 3 months, and I'm talking like I've been open 3 years. But I want to be transparent. It's not. Mm-hmm. And I want to quit. But I'm not. I'm not going to quit.
Yes. So many people don't understand those struggles.
Exactly. My advice for young girls who want to be entrepreneurs or business owners, do not quit. Work hard. Do what you need to do to make what you do a success. My store is not where I need it to be. It's financially, no. But it's getting there. But is it there yet? No, it's not. So guess what Lashawn Colvin's going to do? I'm about to go out and get a second job. I'm about to go. I got an interview lined up coming up now. So when I leave my store at 6 o'clock, I'm going to take my ass to my other job. So that way the money the store is not making, that is why I got another job to supplement that money and help push my store up and keep it afloat until it picks up to where it needs to pick up to. That's why I've hired somebody today, and I think I announced that the other day. So that way, while I don't even call it another job. Excuse me, y'all. Hustle. I got a second hustle, and I'm going to work this other hustle to help this store stay afloat until it take off like I know it's going to take off.
There you go.
So do what you need to do. If you want, for whatever you're trying to do, don't quit. And that's why I didn't quit. I said, let me put my big girl panties on and make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and another great comment just came in from D-Web, Donald Webster. He said, Lashawn, you are a shining light for the city of Montgomery, and we appreciate you. So shout outs to D-Web. He actually spent some time in the Marines with my husband. So yeah, he actually came in the store and he bought issue 2. He said as soon as he saw the name, he was like, oh, this is an automatic.
I know who that is.
Yeah.
He was he was like, I know them.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, that's my girl right there, honey. That's her book. And she's like, oh, I got to get this.
Yes.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
see, like I love it. Connecting communities like all over the country. I love it.
Yes.
Definitely. Now, earlier you mentioned about how childhood TV brought you into the world of art. What childhood TV show, when you were watching it, gave you that inspiration to begin drawing?
It would definitely be Sailor Moon. It would definitely be that. I liked a lot of shows. I was a huge fan of Sailor Moon, first and foremost. I was a huge fan of the Mortal Kombat cartoon back in the day, Street Fighter. I was a huge fan of Tenchi Muyo.
Yes.
Yes, I'm still at Brahma one half. I was a huge fan of what Gundam. I was not a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I talk a lot about that show. And I was a huge fan of Sakura, Card Captor Sakura. A lot of anime. I was a huge fan of a lot of anime because back in the day, if you think about it, anime was really what showcased girls in the front.
Yes.
Whole girl teams like Magic Knight Ray Earth. That's one of my favorite animes too. You know, and I can't really think of a lot of American-made cartoons back in the 90s that showcase women or girls. So it was a lot of anime that I was watching featuring female characters. And then other shows that I did watch that were American that actually showcased women was Xena. I was a huge Xena fan. I still am. Buffy the Vampire Slayer was one of my favorite shows. Alias was a favorite show. I used to love that show. So when it came to like live action shows, those shows played a big part of my life too, and gave inspiration to showcase young women and young girls in the forefront.
I'm so glad you said Alias. I actually forgot about that show.
But girl, was that not a good show?
Yes, it was. Yes.
That was a good show. But I hate that her dad died at the end. I hated that.
Yeah. Well, you know, I definitely hate that because, Dad.
Yes.
Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah, those are some really good influences. I mean, Xena was definitely breaking molds back then. So, kind of bringing it up to.
Y'all heard about the new Buffy that's supposed to be rebooting? That's going to be a black girl.
Yes, I did hear about that. I did. Yeah. I'm excited.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm open to seeing different interpretations of things. I just hope it's not one of those cases where it's just like to check a box, right? Like,
yes,
you know, like they do with some of the characters in the more mainstream universes. Like, oh, we're gonna make them black now, but it's still like, come on, you know.
I'm sorry, I've never been one that jumps on the bandwagon that, you know, they can just come up with a black character that's based off an established white character. I'm not a fan of that. I feel that if they actually take the time and put in to create these characters like Vixen, and, Storm, and a lot of the other black female comic characters, take their time to actually invest in it for real. Like that girl thing. How y'all feel about that?
Which one, sis? Again?
The new Batgirl.
Oh.
I ain't gonna lie, the girl bad. But how do you feel about now them making Batgirl black on the show?
I was fine with it, but it just felt like it was a quick replacement because they were doing something quick to replace the previous actress, and then with the social climate, it was like, well, we'll just go ahead, and it just felt like they just insert here, and then that way we have everything covered. And I really felt that they could have wrote her character better and brought out more of her acting abilities and made her really shine versus what they have her doing right now. Hopefully their writing will get better and the series can last, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I agree with those points. Those are some good points.
Yeah, I haven't really watched it or followed it yet, so that's definitely something I'll have to do. But all right, so let's talk about The Beautiful Soldiers. You both edited and created it. What inspired you to create the comic? And were there specific people that you had in mind when you were coming up with the stories for the main characters in it?
You know, I've never, ever revealed this, but I'm going to reveal it on your show because you are my girl. So, yes, my girls, when I was drawing their characters, they are based on particular celebrities. I'm going to start with Tara, the black girl, because she's like the main soldier. Well, they're all very, very important, but, you know, I do focus on her. Her design is based off Beyonce.
Okay.
Yes. I'm a huge Queen Bee fan. So, of course, there was nobody else that can capture the essence of that character but Beyonce. So, I looked at a lot of Beyonce imagery. I gave Tara my hair. I always have particular hairstyles, and a lot of people can kind of see the similarities with my hair and Tara's hair. So, I always kind of gave her like long, fabulous hair because that's what I love. When it comes to art, I always tell my artists, work the hair. If you don't work anything else, work that hair. Your drawing can be shitty and pissy, but if you work that hair good enough, ain't nobody gonna tell. So I always tell my artists to work the hair. Cassie, the Caucasian character, I looked at a lot of Taylor Swift imagery when I came up with her. Kasumi, the Japanese character. Zhang Ziyi from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was my influence for her. And Powwow, the Native American character. Jessica Alba was who I looked at for imagery and inspiration. Okay. So, yes. And then, who else? Was there anybody else I based off of celebrity? The only other character that is heavily based off of a celebrity is the male lead character, but who's actually a villain, and he's the leader of his team, Adonis. I have an actor who is on a Netflix show called Black Summer. He's an actual Beautiful Soldier sponsor, and he worked with us to make Adonis basically look just like him. And our art team, we looked at the imagery, and Adonis looks exactly like Justin Chu Carey from Black Summer. And keep in prayers that one day when Beautiful Soldier gets picked up, he will play that character. That's another goal. I want him to play the character that I base him on. You know, that would be right there. That would be real. That would be like full circle. It really would. So those are only characters that are based on, you know, celebrity.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yes. Was there a comment? I'm sorry, I can't not. Did somebody say something? I don't want to miss the comments, Moana. Did somebody? I just saw you put one up there.
Oh, yeah. Andy Shaggy Cordy was saying, "What's up, ladies? Not here for long. Just say hi, and share it out. He's gonna catch the replay."
Oh, okay. Hi, Andy.
Yeah. And there was one previously from Haley saying that she would have never connected with you if it wasn't through Mike. And she was saying that conventions are amazing for getting your geek side to flourish and also make connections with others.
Hi, Haley. Haley is the associate editor on my book, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, going with the title of your book, which is Beautiful Soldiers, what does beautiful mean to you?
Oh, God. Beautiful. Beautiful to me is, it means a lot. It is not all superficial. Beautiful just means from your essence to your, from inside to outside. Being a beautiful person, being a beautiful energy, beautiful attitude, beautiful everything. Because I've seen a lot of beautiful people who are ugly.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, definitely beautiful is not always skin or what you see, because trust me, half of the people who are beautiful, they're really not. So yes, for me, yes, I made my girls beautiful, but it's so much more than that. That name actually came from something else, by the way. It didn't necessarily come from, how beautiful I draw the girls. It came, okay, can I give you a little?
Yes.
Go for it. Yes.
Okay, the name of my book was not originally called Beautiful Soldiers. If people who've been following me back in the day, I used to call my book The Four Elements. And the girls were not, they weren't elementals. They were witches. And I tried to trademark and copyright The Four Elements, and the name was taken. So I was like, shit, well, okay, what other name could be perfect for them? And so that's when I dropped the whole witch thing, and then I took a look at the story, and I elemental race, the whole alien race type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to make them hybrids, half elemental, half human. And I also was like, okay, well, my book is an action book, so I want them to be like soldiers and warrior women type characters. So that's when the whole soldiers came into play. And a lot of people tell me how beautiful my drawings were and how beautiful the girls were. So that's how beautiful came into play.
Ah, very nice.
That's awesome.
Thank you. And then, of course, I guess I got to give it. Sailor Moon played a part in that too.
Of course. I mean, the influences, right? The things that you were a fan of will definitely, find their way into your own work too.
Yes, Sailor Moon. For my fellow Moonies, when they read the book, they will see the subtle hints that I put in to give a shout out to Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon changed my life. It really did. I can't say it. I really cannot stress how much that show and that manga changed me as a person. It played a big part, a huge part of my life. I would not be who I am today if it was not for that show. I know it's crazy to say, but it's so true, you guys. Like, that show really played a big part of my life. If I ever, and I hope and pray one day that before I leave this earth, that I meet Naoko Takeuchi and the creator of Sailor Moon, and I just tell her, and I know she's probably hear it her whole life, but I want her to know how much her work changed me. When I tell you, if I ever see that woman in person, I would probably faint. Yes, they're going to have to commit me. I'm serious.
A little fangirl action. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of her work.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So initially you were gonna release beautiful soldiers as like individual issues. Because I remember when I was following you at the beginning, I was like, oh yeah, issue 2 is coming out. And then, I heard that you were going to do a graphic novel. So part of me was like, aw, but at the same time, I was like, but I love graphic novels though. Like, give me the whole story. So what made you decide to wait and release it all together?
Sean Mac ass. Y'all tag his ass in here. Yeah, Sean Mac. Sean motherfucking Mac. And I blame you for me having to spend all this money when I would have been done with my book 2 years ago. But fooling with your ass. I'm just playing. No, seriously. What that one say, Moana? That comment. What that comment saying?
How can you? They wanted to know how can they order your book?
Well, the book is not out yet. It's coming. It's coming. I'm so sorry, you guys. Give me a little bit more time. It is coming. We are almost done. We got one more chapter to color, and I just talked with Ed Dukeshire, my letterer, the other day. He is about to start lettering the book. I just got to kind of go over the script one more time, make sure ain't no mistakes, and then he's gonna start lettering. And and then I got some stuff I gotta do. I got like 3 guest covers that my team got to draw, which Moana is one of your covers. So once we get all that done, which that don't take long either, give me a little time. It's coming. And when we get closer to the book being done, then I'll start letting people know how they can, where they can go to buy it. Because, it's going to be on Short Fuse's website, because that's my publisher right now of the book. It's going to be on my website, on the Beautiful Soldier website, and I'm going to have it in the store. So it'll be a lot of different ways you can buy it. But to go back to Sean Mac I was, in the beginning, Beautiful Soldiers was like a comic. And Sean called me. I don't know if he called me or I called him. And I was like, Sean, the book was only 29 pages, Moana. 29. That's how long the comic was. And Sean was like, shit, you done worked up all this hype. Now you can't release a little floppy book. I said, what you mean? Come out, you done had people waiting this long, and you just gonna come out with like a little floppy 29-page book? You might as well just do a graphic novel. I think people would expect your book to be a little bit more than what you're doing, so you need to do a graphic novel. And I would say, ladies, that was the best advice Sean could have ever given me, because I was able to really expand the story, expand the characters, give them more character development, and really make the book nice and meaty and just, oh my God, fabulous. So I'm being shady with Sean, but for real though, like, he told me to turn it into a graphic novel. That was one of the best conversations and advice he could have ever given me. And I loved him for that. And I'm glad I did it. Now, going forward, is it going to be a graphic novel? It's going to be a mini graphic novel, because I don't have another $25,000 to spend to do another book. And that's how much my book has cost me. That's how much over the course of these years, because my artist, let me give y'all a little math lesson. My artist is $100 per page. That's just for pencils and inks, okay? And that's just me, because me and him got a good relationship. Because like I said, he's a mainstream artist, so he charges way more than that. But me and him are cool like that. So picture having 150 pages, and you charging $100 to draw them 150 pages, okay? So the $15,000 that I made on my Kickstarter, which I'm very thankful for, ain't even close to what I spent on this book. My colorist, Lashawn, who's with Marble, charges $90 per page. So, and that he's giving me we cool like that too. So he charges a lot more than that. And, that's damn near another 15,000. So I have put, if only y'all know how much, if only y'all know how much I have put in this book.
Oh, I know.
So this is so much more. Moana, you know.
Yes, I know.
So that's what I'm telling y'all. Every comment that I get or every like I get, everybody who supports me, you do not know how much that means to me, y'all, because I put a lot in this. I really did. But guess what though? I don't regret not one penny that I invested in my book, because Beautiful Soldiers took me exactly where it's taking me, exactly where I know I'm going. It got me on this show. Okay.
I know that's right.
So what is your process for selecting your creative team for Beautiful Soldiers?
My process is actually pretty easy. It don't take much for me to kind of look at an artist and tell if they can deliver the art that I need them to deliver for my book. I just need to see a couple of pages or a pen. I can tell if they can deliver it by a pinup, So it don't really take much because I've done it so long now. So I can just kind of look and be like, yeah, I don't know if you'll be a good fit for exactly what I need. But then there'll be some people that send me stuff and I'll be like, oh, he is perfect. Like the artist I got now, he has taken my book to a whole other level, Really, really good artists. I have like 3 different artists on my book. I got one artist that did chapter 1. And then my main artist who I work with now did chapters 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then my other artist who did the cover of the book, Henry Presetia, he did chapter 6 as well. So he did the cover and he did chapter 6.
Yeah, lots of skills on your team for sure.
Yes, yeah. And everybody and everybody has just worked so hard. Everybody is working so hard on the book. They are working like my colorist Sebastian. He's the colorist on the Shang-Chi book, on the Shang-Chi with Marvel. And oh my God, on top of him maintaining his deadline with Marvel, he is working in overtime to make sure he maintains his deadline with me as well.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing, because like having, we were talking about this with Mog on our previous episode. It's like the time management and ability to stay on the deadlines. I mean, and especially for creators like that who are they have their mainstream jobs, which are, probably carrying most of their, financial bills and, things like that. But then also being able to commit themselves to independent, independent projects, which is, to me is a testament to like the quality of what Beautiful Soldiers is, it's, and having that quality in the team and having everybody committed and on point to deliver on the goals that you set for yourself, especially when you have a Kickstarter, because you kind of have to predict like when the book's going to be ready. Not everybody can stay on task,
That's right
with that. So yeah, shout out to the team. I'm looking forward to getting a custom cover.
I'm excited about that too, Mama. I don't know exactly and since we're talking about that, I'm not sure exactly is what how you want the cover. I don't know if you're gonna want like the character by itself, or you're gonna want the character with the Beautiful Soldiers. However you want us to do it.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm kind of hoping you're leaning towards having the girls in with your character too.
Yes, I do.
Hot.
Yeah, I want the girls with my character. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Oh, that's so hot.
So we talked a little bit earlier about the new gig that you have, becoming an editor for mainstream titles. How did you choose which books you would be an editor on, even with the independent projects that you've worked on?
Well, it all started with Dorothy's Jean. She really I was already editing before that, but I was kind of like a newbie editor. I was editor on my book and maybe a couple of other people, but I would say Dorothy's really opened up a good door for me because she introduced me to Sean. She introduced me to Short Fuse, and I ended up becoming editor on Spirit Destiny issue 2, which is one of her best-selling books today. And she really that girl really fought hard for me to get the job with Short Fuse. Like, she really put up a fight for me to get that job. And I remember when I had my little interview, because I didn't have it with Sean. I had it with a guy who was editor with the company at the time, Josh. And after the interview, I had called Dorothy's. And I was like, girl, I hope I get it. And she was like, well, I'm gonna make sure you get it because I want you to be my editor. And I was like, well, and I said it just like this. I said, well, girl, if they smart, they'll hire me. I said, well, girl, if they smart, they'll hire me. If they know what's good for them, they will.
That's what's up. That confidence. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I said it just like that. And fast forward to today, I'm still with them. Been editor over numerous people's books with the company. Really, really amazing books. So really with Short Fuse, I just take on whatever they give me. I'm just happy to even, what that one say?
Those are facts, but hashtag free promo.
That's from Dorothy's.
Oh, who is that?
Dorothy's. See, we gotta love our fam. Yes, Dorothy's was a guest on season 1. So if you guys haven't watched that, go back and check that out too.
Yeah, but yeah, and it just really, I take on a lot of books with the company, period. But then people who bring me on outside, the only thing that I ask people to do if they want to bring me on as their editor is like, be serious about it. Don't be bullshitting. And I tell them quickly, like, I ain't with having my name attached to a book and you got some art that look like my 13-year-old nephew drew it. No, that ain't gonna work with me. I want you to be able to put your book right beside any Marvel or DC title and it look just as good, if not better. Mm-hmm. So I'm really picky on when people bring me on to be their editor. I don't want to be a part of a book that is not going to uphold that quality. You ain't got to spend what I spend. I'm not telling people they got to spend $100, $200 on an artist, but whatever artist you do have, make sure they're going to deliver a quality book. Mm-hmm. Simple as that.
Yep, that's great advice. Great advice.
Now, for indie creators looking to get their books in your shop, what does your filtering process look like, and how do they get in contact with you?
Okay, say that again. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I understand.
So for the indie creators, for their actual books and comics, what is your filtering process of deciding who get to be in your store, and how do they get in contact with you to be considered?
Well, they can always inbox me on Messenger, or they can email me. They can email my Beautiful Soldier email, or they can interview my comic store email. Or I have a submission page on the actual website, thecomicsandgeeks.com. Well, it's that website, I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I was signing up for it, but it's www.comics-and-geeks.com. I know it's a mess, but there's a submission page on there, so people can go on there and they can submit on there. Or you can just take the easy route and just send it to me. Now, the only thing is that I get bombarded by messages. Oh my goodness, every day. I got so many messages still that I'm still trying to go through. if I don't like, there was a guy who put a post on, I was tagged. I put a post of my indie wall in my store, and um, some somebody like shared it, or somebody took a picture I put on there, and then they put a status and tagged me in it. And then I felt so bad because somebody commented, it was like, oh, when this store is being built, I submitted my book or something, he said, and never heard nothing back. And that just broke my heart, because I had so much going on at the time with trying to get that store together, on top of trying to take all of the submissions that people were sending me. I had a lot going on. I got some legitimate shit going on, okay? So,
Yeah.
you know, I hate that he felt that way. And guess what? I still ain't commented back to the post, because I meant to go on there and say, honey, I'm sorry. Send me what you got. But guess what? Forgot. So now I just remembered that when I get off of here with y'all, I need to comment back to him.
I mean, but that's, I mean, I'm glad you said that, though, because it is, I mean, y'all heard her. She's the only one, right? She's working to get a team. But realistically, like, what she's doing is amazing. It's needed. I hope more people step up to support the independent community. But I don't want you to feel bad that you can't respond to everything, because that's like not realistic.
Exactly.
And I'm going to tell you guys, if I don't get back to you in the message, it's okay to send it back to me again. Moana, you did, remember?
Yeah.
I had to forget it. And Moana just was like, hey, girl, just following up. And when she did, I said, oh, shit, okay, yes, let's move forward on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I mean,
she needs an auto message that will say it may take up to 2 to 3 weeks to respond back. If you do not get a message back in 2 to 3 weeks, please try again. Exactly. Yeah. So then that way they understand, because everywhere else tells you how soon you can hear from them. So you need to do the same thing. Have an auto message when they submit something. You should get a response in 2 to 3 weeks.
Exactly. But I'm going to try not to take that long.
Okay, we're going to say 1 to 2 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks.
Right.
That way it's give you a little bit sooner, but we're trying to give you a little bit of a buffer since it's you by yourself, because until we can clone you, that's a lot.
It is. And I tell a lot of people, you know, I had a lot of, oh my God, I had so much love for the indie community. A lot of them sent me free books to put in the store. And it's a good bit of those books did sell. And I contacted them back and was like, okay, your book did good. Let me, you know, get 5 issues, put some more back in here. And they was okay with that. I had a lot of books that I bought, like Moana, I sold completely out your book. So, you know, your book did good in the store. I think I got 1 more issue of issue 2 left, and that's it. But your book did good, sold out. So I try my best. Like, I really, really try my best to support as many as I can. But then, like I told you guys, the store is not where I need it to be right now. So now, guess what? I'm not going to be able to order and buy as many books as I want, because it's just me. Yeah. So until I can get the store on the level where it needs to be, which is why I'm about to get my other hustle going, you know, it is what it is.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, y'all definitely do not question her commitment to the independent community. Absolutely not. Just be patient, because, you know, we don't have the resources that a lot of these other big companies have, and we're trying to do things, but it just takes time. It's reality. We love y'all.
and again, you know, I had to also remind myself that, you know, I'm the newest store in my city, but you know what? Like I said, the store is really starting to get up there. I'm getting more subscriptions, more pull lists, people coming in every week. The store is doing good. It's doing good, but it's just not where I needed to be. But it's okay, because it's going to get there. I love it. I love the customers that I meet. I love the people that I meet. Almost every customer come in and I don't even know these people. They be like, don't you got a book coming out? Oh, y'all, you do not know how good that sounds when I got people I don't even know. Like, yeah, I follow you on Instagram. Or I follow you on your page, and then I'll be looking shit face because I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know I accepted you. You know? Serious. Like, I got some legitimate stuff going on, like, for real.
That's too funny. So, question from someone in the audience: does your store have other revenues besides comics, MTG, and Pokemon cards, or other things?
I have slowly been trying to research how to get into like the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards because I do want to branch into that. My gaming area, I have not opened up the gaming area yet because Corona and I want to host my gaming tournament and I want to make sure that it's a complete success. So I don't want to open up my gaming area and have my tournament and then I only got 5 people to come because people don't want to be around each other because of the whole coronavirus. So I was thinking about maybe even offering it online. You can go on my website, register for the gaming tournament, and long as your your PlayStation 4 or your Xbox One, because I ain't got no money for no new system right now. Long as one of them systems can get online, you can participate from the tournament from home. You know, I'm trying to think of ways to do stuff like that.
Oh well, we got to connect for you. We will hook you up with Dedrin's Need. That's his playground.
Okay.
And
we got a couple others that can help you with how doing the tournaments and everything. Because I know one of them is an official referee for the tournaments.
Oh my God, ladies! Oh, that would be so perfect because that's new for me. I've been kind of watching YouTube videos on how to host one. Oh, that would be so perfect. Oh my God, thank you.
Okay, yes, we'll connect you because they're the official person we know is official person that do it on behalf of the actual like Pokemon or behalf of those brands and stuff. So they're as legit as can be for whenever to do that.
Okay. Oh my God. Thank you. That is perfect.
You're welcome. This is what we're here for.
Yes.
So we're coming to the end for tonight. You talked a little bit about your new gig as an editor. What else should everyone be on the lookout for in 2021 and beyond?
Okay. Be on the lookout for the potential editing gig that I got going on. Be on the lookout for growth with the store. Hopefully this summer, my goal is to start building on my smoothie area. Right now, I have like a cola vending machine in there right now. That's like my beverage. Because when I first was opening up the store, the health department gave me a whole fucking book to read and a whole shitload of lists that you got to do. You got to have that. You got to have. I'm like, you know what? That was going to hold up my grand opening. So I said, let me call Coca-Cola and tell them to come and bring something in here, so that way I can keep the beverage in a way part of the store. So my goal is this summer to start actually building on a beverage bar where I'm going to have smoothies and coffees and all that. That's what I want to. That's one thing I want to do for the store. And then I did announce that I am for 2022 wanting to launch my own Comic-Con. So that's something that I got in the pipeline too, that I want to branch into comic convention type stuff.
Well, we definitely have people can talk to you, let you know the good, the bad, and the ugly of dealing with starting your own convention and all the stuff you need to know.
I would love that because let me tell you, I had called Tony Code, who's in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
And me and him were talking. And I was like, Tony, I want to do a Comic-Con. And here in my mind go, I'm thinking it's just 1, 2, 3. He was like, well, what kind of con? Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm going to do a comic convention. What you mean? He was like, well, is it a pop culture con? Is it a gaming con? Is it a anime con? Is it a cosplay con? I said, well, shit. Like, I want to do a con. I didn't know I had to do all that. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you're well set up for it. Like, you could start small and start it right there in the store, invite creators in, like host panels right there. Yeah. And if you have to do it virtually for a little bit, there's all kinds of ways. I mean, you already have the brick and mortar for a small con, right? Yeah. You don't have to go rent a hotel convention, space and things like that.
Yeah, that's one of those that you have to talk to the ones that are involved in the con community to be able to give you the insight to how all of them started small and then eventually got to the large ones now. So then that way you know what steps to at least build your foundation. So because that's where a lot of small cons go wrong, is they don't build a proper foundation, and then as they grow big, they can't keep up with the growth.
Yes, and that's one thing I have been kind of researching and hearing about too. So that's why I'm taking my time. It's not as quick as my story come, but I will launch my own Comic-Con. That's something I'm definitely going to do. And
Awesome.
I just recently gave like a little teaser of the cover of my second book, and I'm really excited about that cover. Oh, that cover is just going to be so beautiful. It's already beautiful the way it is, but we're still working on it. It's not done.
Was that the one with Tara and Adonis?
Yes.
Yes.
What did you think of it? What did you think of it?
That was beautiful. I mean, even in black and white, I'm like, yes. Can we make this into a poster?
Yes, I'm so excited about that cover because I'm sure y'all are creators. So you understand this. 10 years ago, when I first was creating Beautiful Soldiers, that poster, I'm calling it a poster, that cover was in here. And to get to the point to see Tara and Adonis at that level, I cried, y'all. I cried because to see something that you put in here that you want to see it just happen. Oh God, it is just it's no words for it. It's no words for it, y'all. Just thinking of that cover, like that was something that I envisioned 10 years ago, you know, and I stuck with it. I didn't give up. I didn't stop. And to see my two characters interlock in such a beautiful, you know, my character, y'all understand, you're creators. My character's real to me. They're real. Okay.
Those are your babies.
They're my babies. Yes, they're real. Like, you know, only other creators, we understand that, you know, they're not those are people, okay? They just in another dimension.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah, so to see them two like that, I'm a proud mom. I say, yes, girl, get your man, honey, get him.
I mean, that ties back into the advice that you said, you know, just don't give up, don't quit, regardless. You know, it might take, I mean, a lot of times it is going to take longer than we think, right? Because we don't see all the different parts that go into something. But I mean, salute to you for never giving up. I mean, it shows in everything that you touch. So we're so proud of you.
You know what, Moana, it's funny you say that because, you know, like you said, it might not take, of course, people as long as it took me, you know. I didn't want to rush it. I wanted to take my time. I wanted to make it look perfect, the way as perfect as I can get it. It's taken me a long time. I know my second book is not going to take no 10 years, of course, but you know, I had some legitimate shit going on.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my new saying for 2021. I got some legitimate shit going on. Whenever I need people to understand, that's what I'm gonna say.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, sis. Is there anything else you would like to say to the listeners before we close for the night?
I would like first, ladies, thank y'all for bringing me on. This was like so much fun. Like the questions you guys asked were so engaging. Y'all were so much, the energy, the aura, the vibe that I'm getting from you ladies, and this is my first time meeting you, Miss
Dana, yes.
Dana, and then Moana, you know, you my sis, honey. It's just I'm so thank you for bringing me on, and I hope I hope I get to come on in the future.
Oh,
And
definitely.
you know, I I read colors. Like that's my power. Like I really can read a person's color. And you ladies have some of the brightest colors right now I can see that's behind you. And I really, really appreciate bringing me on. Everybody who's watching, thank you for watching me and supporting me. Dorothy's girl, hi.
Yes. I'm a fan of both of y'all as powerful women of color, not just within this industry, but just, in the world, period. And what each of you is trying to do. And, Dorfis, like, representing her Haitian roots. Like, I absolutely love her story. I'm looking forward to issue 3. So promo for Dorfis. She's on Kickstarter right now. Spirit's Destiny, issue 3, back with confidence, endorsed by the Moana Nui Podcast. Go on out there and grab that book too.
Yes. I was so happy she made her goal.
Yes.
The book looks really good. It looks good. Oh, yeah. I kind of know what happens because I had worked with her at her script. So when I saw it, I was like, oh wow, okay, I remember that. So it looks good. I'm so proud of her, and I can't wait to read it. And I even want to get it in the store because I have her first book in there, and a lot of people constantly coming in saying, "Do you got issue 2? Do you got issue 2?" And I'm like, "No, I don't. I'm sorry." So hopefully she'll get me issue 2 and 3 in there.
Yeah, come on, Dorfis. Issue 2.
Come on, honey. Come on.
Issue 2. Let's do this. Come on now. You need to do what you need to do, Dorfis, is do a variant for comics and geeks. I'm telling you, Stredico.
That would be really cool. That would be really nice. I would love that. I really would. That would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I think it's a good idea.
That is.
But I know, it's always not just like we got lots of ideas, but it's not as easy to just make it happen. But just putting it out there into the universe, hey. So yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you to our listeners, everyone who's tuning in on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. We really appreciate you coming on to learn more about this superhero lady here that we got with us. Lashawn is always making big moves. She is courageous and she is not afraid to step forward and invest into the things that she believes in and the community around her. So please go and follow her on both Facebook and Instagram at Beautiful Soldiers. The graphic novel will be available soon. So also check her out, beautifulsoldiers.com for more information. And then for the podcast, follow us on Facebook at the Moana Nui Podcast. We're also on YouTube and on Twitch. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. We hope you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves. Be safe, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye.
Malama pono, ahoy.